Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're here with the Walsh brothers, David and Chris, with thenicheplayers.com. We're going to ask them a few questions here today about their comedy stylings. So let me open things off with just asking, how long have you guys been doing comedy for?
Jesus, early 20s, I think we started.
Did you start as
1920s? Yeah.
Did you start as a duo, a troupe, or you started off each individually?
Not at all. We didn't even talk to each other.
Yeah.
We were brothers, but we would see each other in the hallway and be like,
Right.
no, we started as solo performers. And then it took a few years.
Yeah.
What happened was we would get put together on shows even though we were solo.
Mm-hmm.
People don't want to give up the 2 spots,
Yeah.
so they would force us to do
right.
1 spot together.
So you guys are going up together, right?
Yeah.
And we were completely different. And then once we started hosting, we started our own show. We started hosting together. It was a lot of fun.
Nice.
Yeah, tons of fun.
Well, it was either really fun or completely awful.
Yeah.
Like it kind of
It's
upped the
either hit or
ante.
miss.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
When you're by yourself, it's like, you can kind of silently just sort of go and lick your wounds in the corner if it doesn't go well. When there's like, we have to answer to each other, so it would either be really, really great or just awful.
Yeah.
But when it was great, it was so much better than
Oh
doing
yeah, it was real
alone.
fun. Yeah.
Right.
Real enjoyable, as it still is.
So you guys are like you're full-time comedians at this point, and you have
Full-time
been
brothers.
Yeah. And you have been for several years?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So, but you guys, when you first started out, I imagine you were trying to balance, like, quote-unquote real jobs with doing comedy on the side.
Yeah, we still got to work a little part-time.
Yeah.
It's hard to get a lot of work in LA.
Yeah.
So,
I imagine that's that's got to be a tough transition to make, sort of saying, you know what, like, we feel like we can take what we're doing here and then turn this into a job.
Yeah, well,
basically.
we were working at the State House in Massachusetts, and we took our retirement out, like all of our retirement money. Just Dave and I.
You guys had a retirement pool.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Wow.
they
the
were
state of Massachusetts, we
they were
retired
saving
early.
They were saving it for us.
Right. And
So
we
we
one
cashed
summer
out,
we just went to
cashed
the water
in.
park every day
Yeah.
on our retirement.
Most of the money went to the cabbie to drive us to the water park.
Right, we didn't have a car
Camped
at the
it.
time.
It's a great summer.
You can't get there on your own.
It was so much fun.
2 hours away.
Yeah.
So you guys are from Boston originally.
That's right.
Now you're in LA, obviously. So I was reading an article about you guys before this. Like I said, I did some Google stalking, and I was reading an article, and I saw an interesting quote that I wanted to ask you guys about. I think the person who made this quote was one of the organizers of one of the festivals you were going to back in like 2006, maybe in Aspen.
Oh wow.
It was a really old article. Yeah, old article. But the quote was interesting though, because this person said, in New York and LA you have a lot of people who are performing solely for the purpose of getting discovered, but these guys, referring to you guys, are doing it for the right reasons. They're doing it because they love comedy. So I was just curious to get your take on that sentiment towards New York and LA. Like, do you feel like being here is like a completely different experience than being in like Boston or some other city?
I would say so, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, there is a definite, I think, anyone who lives here for any period of time that's been, that knows a little bit about comedy, that's been doing it for a while, there's a definite sort of feeling of art versus commerce in the city. I guess that's sort of like a phrase that you hear, but it makes total sense. He doesn't agree.
No, I agree.
Yeah, but it's definitely...
It's just a funny phrase to bring up in an interview.
No, but it's prevalent. That's sort of what you're asking us.
Yeah.
And I think that's the best way to describe it, because what we do is we just sort of perform and we do what we enjoy doing. We really I think you can see, anyone who's seen a performance of ours or something that's live, it sort of comes from a connection that we've always had, just even off stage, in our house or in front of our family. There's a sort of we want to kind of bring everybody in and sort of, I don't know, it's a little lengthy answer, but the answer is like, we have fun doing what we do. We enjoy doing what we do. And
We're not ulterior motive.
Yeah.
Right.
We don't go up there with a goal except to just be as funny as possible, as creative as possible.
Right.
Oftentimes that might not make you any money, and that's, we've definitely experienced.
It's a labor
that.
of love.
Yeah, but I mean, we haven't really changed anything, so it's I mean, we write new things, we try and come up with new ideas as much as we can, but for the most part, it's all because we love doing what we do, and we really want to. It's about having some laughs.
Yeah.
It's about having a good time.
Speaking of new material, so that's a good segue into my next question for you guys. I wanted to get your thoughts on sort of what you think the ideal mix is between performing and sitting down and churning out new material, because I feel like different comedians have sort of different stances. Some people think more stage time and sort of honing that stage presence is more important, whereas others think if the material's not good, then it's not good. Things aren't going to go well. So do you guys have sort of like a target there, or do you just sort of like churn out
really
content?
lazy. We're really lazy.
We're also really loose.
Yeah.
Like we can go and do a show and riff for an hour, and it could be stuff we've never considered before. And some of it will be really good, some will be terrible, but or some will be great. Just from telling stories, we like to tell stories. So
what ends up, I think, working well for us too is if we work on something, like if we improvise something and we take note that it works, and then it's sort of like I don't know. I guess I always kind of think of it like the way I used to read about how Second City developed their sketches. I don't know anything really about what their process is like, but basically from books I've gleaned that they would improvise things and then
just
sort
holds the book to his forehead.
I did
Osmosis.
Yeah, it's an osmosis, cleaning. So it's basically just like improvising something and then honing it through performance on stage.
Yeah,
I mean, we do write a good deal in terms of like shorts and sketches and stuff like that.
But we do. I mean, you're talking about sketches and characters. We also, we do it all, and part of what we don't focus well. We do everything.
Yeah.
And in each one of those things, we're kind of the same way.
Yeah.
So
and that works out
stand-up-
well for you guys.
Yeah, it does to a degree. Once again, we don't make any money in this business, but when people see us, they're like, oh yeah, that's them. They do what they do. It's like such a singular.
You've got a very unique
Yeah.
position, sort of in the
I think we have
landscape.
we have the benefit of if we're not saying anything funny, people are interested.
Yeah.
They're going, this isn't something I see very often.
The other thing is, we're not interested in saying the same things every night, which a lot of people have to do. I mean, and they're successful when they do it. You have Jerry Seinfeld famously did the same set how many hundreds of times before he went on the Tonight Show.
That changed, I know.
Honing, crafting, and honing, changing the word and stuff. And Chris and I, we could never do that.
Well, part of it is that it doesn't feel natural to us, and also wouldn't seem natural to the audience.
Yeah.
Which is part of the fun of the sort of discovery of ideas or comedy within us kind of.
Throughout history, most people are successful because they can get down the act and they have the set bit. Especially teams.
Yeah.
It would aid us if we just had set up punchline. I played a straight guy, Chris played the funny guy, delivered all the lines, and we just went out there night after night. I think would be a lot more successful in the industry if we did that, and we'd still be able to do what we wanted, but we just can't. We cannot do it.
Yeah.
We're constantly fucking with the
We'd
medium.
both rather be the
with
creepy
each
guy.
other.
That's a great aspiration right there.
Yeah.
That's
It's not hard. It's
Creepy
not hard.
comedy from the Walsh brothers.
Well, that's excellent. Well, thank you guys very much. Before we leave here tonight, I just wanted to give you guys an opportunity to plug any upcoming events or websites or shows or anything you guys got coming up, anything on the horizon?
We're going to be doing some street graffiti out on Wilshire, and I think
A little Banksy, actually.
yeah,
Okay.
Fairfax. Yeah, we're going to be changing some billboards.
We brought our sheets and our glue, our giant glue broom.
Right. No, we don't. We do a show at the UCB once a month, the
Yeah.
last Saturday of every month. It's
Okay.
sketch. It's a really unique show. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Nice.
So,
And where is that located?
Upright Citizens Brigade.
Okay.
5919 Franklin.
There it is.
The Walsh Brothers show. Should be easy to find because just look underneath this little video. It'll say our name. Just look for it.
Yeah, we'll have that little caption right about
On the UCB.
there.
How did you initially ask?
And websites. Sorry, do you guys say website? You guys have
TheWalshBrothers.com. We're on Facebook and all that.
Twitter and all that good stuff.
okay. Social media savants. Yeah, excellent. Hey, well, thank you very much, guys. It was a pleasure talking to you.